Good afternoon. Welcome to your daily episode of Conversations of Support. Thank you for joining me. My name is Laura, and I'm here every day to have conversations of encouragement and support for each other, especially during this time of uncertainty and the unknown out there. So I appreciate you tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. If you join me watching live, let me know where you're tuning in from. And today's topic is all about sacrifice. And what I've come to realize is, we are all sacrificing something. So there's different degrees of sacrifice. There's different levels of sacrifice out there, but we all are doing it. We are sacrificing our ability to just go out and about and meet friends and shop and work and go to school and all of that kind of stuff. We're sacrificing that right now in order, during this time of the virus, to stay safe, to not to level this curve of this illness, level it so that we stop losing lives and things like that. People are sacrificing their lives too. If they get this and then they pass, they're no longer here with us. So we're talking today about sacrifice and how it's a positive thing, how we can thank those who are giving sacrifices. With every sacrifice has a reward, right? Our first responders, our officers, our firefighters, our dispatchers, our nurses and doctors, and anybody who works in the hospital, they're all sacrificing their time and their own health to be able to go out there and help us stay safe, and if we happen to get sick, to help us hopefully get better, right? Hey Donna, welcome. Thank you for hopping on. We're talking about sacrifice today. It's been on my mind a lot last night. Didn't sleep super well last night. You know how it is when the brain starts going, right? But I was thinking about sacrifice. That word just kept popping up to me last night. And there are some obvious people that we all know are sacrificing their time and their energy, and that's our hospital workers and everybody like that. But we as individuals are sacrificing too, sometimes even within our own families, we're asking family members to quarantine for, X amount of time, so that if they have a high risk family member, that person has a lesser probability of maybe getting this illness, this virus. And it's hard. It's hard to give up seeing your boyfriend. It's hard to give up going to your activities and everything, right? But that is a sacrifice too. It's not just our frontline people, our nurses, doctors, all the people that are working in the grocery stores and the restaurants who are still providing foods and goods and services throughout this time. We are all sacrificing, but we can encourage each other and let everybody know that sacrifice, we won't have to give up. We won't have to be the ones to give up all the time forever and ever, right? Maybe our time is to do it for right now. The best time to show true love is when it isn't easy and it requires personal sacrifice. So in honesty, it may be uncomfortable, it may be frustrating, it may be upsetting to have to sacrifice being able to see everybody. And I'm sorry, I'm having one of my moments today. True love means that we do give up our time to help somebody else without expecting anything in return, right? So all of our nurse friends and our doctor friends and our own family members who are giving up stuff are doing this because they love what they do, they love their family and their friends, and we need to honor that. And we need to understand that these are temporary measures that we will all eventually get through. And I promise I don't cry every day when I'm on, but this one has been a trigger point for me lately, because I don't like to see how families have to be apart, when you have high risk family members and you're worried about keeping them safe and keeping them healthy. You're trying to do what you think is in your best, to your best abilities, to be able to sacrifice and keep that person safe, right? So, thank you, Brad. I'm sure I'm going to give you fodder for a song today, how to get through a crying mess on, in front of people, but I don't mind sharing my feelings, and I don't mind sharing a realness, and that there's a reason why we're asking people to stay at home. And it's not to punish, it's not to make it sound like it's a hard thing, but it's an opportunity for us to try and help others too, right? Hey, Jen, and and I know our anxieties and our anxiousness about all this sometimes comes out, and then we might get a little, mean and snippy and whatever, and it's okay. I get it. We all will have those moments, but I found a quote that brings comfort to me that says, "Family is the support you will never have to pay for, because come rain or shine, they will be there to cheer you on with every to cheer you on with every one of your life goals." And I want to cheer you on if you're out there sacrificing. I want to cheer you on if you're giving up being in the house with your high-risk family member, because you are in an essential job that's high risk, and we're trying everything not to make sure that not only your high-risk family member doesn't get sick, but you yourself. Don't forget, I don't want to see any one of us get this virus. I don't want to see any one of us get sick or anything like that. Another quote that I found says, "Someone needs to fight, someone needs to sacrifice, someone needs to inspire, and someone needs to be a hero." So we each have a role to play. And if right now you're the one who's sacrificing, just know that it is for the greater good. It is, that might sound cheesy to some, but it is for the greater good. It is, somebody's going to be our hero. It's usually in the medical field, right? Or first responders or something like that is what you think of. Somebody who needs to fight needs to advocate. So we need to advocate for better communication, better policies in place to make sure that we're staying safe. Let's see, what else? Oh, to inspire. You need people to inspire each other. So go out there and encourage. And if it means, being able to help give meals to our hospital workers and all that, that's a way to inspire them to keep doing their tough job, right? Let's inspire each other, and let's, remember that difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So I see this world becoming a better place after this virus stuff is done. I see this world becoming a much more positive place. Maybe a less crazy busy place after this. Maybe we're going to realize that we don't need to keep our kids in activities 24/7, that family time is important. But it hurts my heart when, the anxiousness and the anxiety that people are feeling, and it feels more like a burden to sacrifice. It hurts my heart for them to feel that way. I don't want the sacrifice to be like that. I want the sacrifice to be because we're all in this together, and that we're all working together, and we're all trying to stay happy and healthy together, right? And if you're just jumping on, welcome so much. Thank you for coming Today's topic on the Conversations of Support is sacrifice. What are you sacrificing for your family? Are you sacrificing going to a regular job right now and having a regular income? Are you sacrificing maybe not being able to order takeout right now because we don't have the funds? Are we sacrificing having a family member live at home with you because for right now until to make sure they're healthy and safe? If you have a high risk person in there, is your high risk person sacrificing being able to get out and about? Hey Kim, how are you? Hi Diana and Roe and Anthony. Thank you all for jumping on. You missed my little emotional bit before, but I'm talking about sacrifice today, and for some reason that word has popped into my head today, last night and today. And we hear a lot right now, and rightfully so, about helping the workers that are at the hospitals and things like that, and our first responders out there. But they're not the only ones sacrificing. We sacrifice too. We sacrifice, many of us with special needs, medical needs kids, we sacrifice going out a lot, even in the time of regular flu versus this specific virus, so maybe we've been training for this, I don't know, but it's hard to have to give up what you're used to when you don't really know what the total outcome is. You don't want to say, well, we did that for nothing. Well, no, it's never for nothing. It's always for something, So I do have a positive outlook on life. I see this, I see all of us coming out on this on a better end. I know, Kim, it's tough, Hey, Greg, how are you? Looking forward to your last month of work, and then you can join the people like me who are retired. But you go out there and you sacrifice your time, you work, you're taking care of people out on the road, things like that. We have to trust that this sacrifice is for a greater good, and that it's okay, and it's okay to feel frustrated and upset and burdened and all of that. And I'm not diminishing that at all. But we can't stay in that mindset. If we're sacrificing, seeing our family members, do you think the family members want that for us? No. As families, we want to be able to be together. But if we are trying to keep our older parents healthy, or our medically, how do I want to say it, sensitive sibling or spouse or whatever healthy, then we may have to say, I can't come visit right now. If you need to see somebody in person, make sure you're doing the social distancing thing. Now, granted, for me, that's not going to work because I won't hear you. I'm not going to hear you talking to me from 10 feet away. So it's better if we just talk, by phone or text or email, or, like this with comments where I can read it. Because this is like reading comments is like my closed captioning. I can do that. I can see what you're saying. And, I don't have to go, what? What did you say? So, there's still ways that we can see our loved ones and see our family and see our boyfriends and our girlfriends and our, special best friends and whatever, without jeopardizing our health right now. And this isn't going to last forever. Everything has a time span. We just don't know what the end span part is on this particular situation yet. So, until we do, we all are sacrificing. Our teachers are sacrificing being in the classroom with their kids. The kids are sacrificing having play dates and being able to go sit outside with their neighbor kids and all of that. Everybody is sacrificing, and we're all should be looking at it as a positive, not a negative. If we focus on it being a negative and a burden, then it's not going to feel fun. It's not going to feel worthy. You know, if we can look at our sacrifice as something that we are doing collectively as a group, all together, at whatever level it is, then we're going to come out on the better end of this, you know. Sacrifice has never been easy. Nobody in it goes in. Soldiers in our military do not go into war when we have to, thinking they're going to have to sacrifice their life, or a law enforcement officer does not choose that as their career, thinking that that's where we have to make the ultimate sacrifice. We don't go into it thinking of all the negatives, but what we do go into it is thinking how the positives, that if we take this action now, this is how it's going to help our family, help our community, help our society, you know. So I want everybody, whatever level of sacrifice you feel you're at, to know that it is appreciated, that it's seen, that it's acknowledged, that it's worthy, it's beneficial, and that you matter and we all matter. And one day we're not going to have to be upset about having to sacrifice time with our family or our extended family and things like that. So reach out to somebody you know that you haven't talked to. Let them know that you're there. Hey Casey, thanks for jumping on. This is my daily conversations of support, where I come on and we have encouraging time together where we support each other. But today's topic is all about sacrifice. I have a different topic each day. Unless there's a topic that somebody wants more than one day's worth, we'll talk about it, make it a series. But right now we're just doing daily conversations. And so today's was all about sacrifice and how sometimes that means we don't get to see our relatives. Grandma doesn't get to see her grandbabies. You know, mom doesn't get to see her mom. All in order for us to be able to keep everybody healthy and safe right now. And it's not going to last forever, right? Even though it may feel like it right now. And we don't know what our end date is on all of this stuff yet. But, you know, if we go into it not feeling like it's a burden, it will be much easier to get through this time. If we realize that not only are the obvious people sacrificing and putting their own health at risk, you know, like our healthcare workers, you know, whether it's hospital, nursing homes, what do you call it? I can't think of the word right now, like home care, you know, people who come into homes and help take care of people who need help and all of that, you know. If we can go into this thinking of it as we're helping and we're doing a service, then it's not such a burden, right? It may not be a fun thing that we have to do, and it does mean giving up something, but there's always something good at the end of this. So I see us having a much better world around us when this is all done. You know, so let me know if there's a topic that you would like to talk about that's heavy on your heart, or that you would like some encouragement about. Let me know in the, you can put it in the comments, or you can message me. Hey Bob, let's just step in and help alleviate the pain of those suffering if we can. And we must all be willing to stand in the gap and help where and when we can. We are in this together. All sacrifices matter to someone, no matter how small it may seem. Perfect. Super well said, Bob. And exactly what, you know, I feel like sometimes it's obvious and easy to focus on the big obvious people that are sacrificing, like our workers and all of that. But we should acknowledge that we are all sacrificing something at some level, right? And that it's all helpful and it's all beneficial, and the ultimate goal is that we all want each one of us to stay healthy, whether they're a medically fragile person or not. We don't want our loved ones to end up getting sick. And if they do, we want to be able to be there to support them and help them get better, right? So I appreciate everybody that has jumped on, that is sacrificing, no matter whether it's a big thing, little thing, whatever. Just know that you are seen, you are appreciated, and that I will be here until I no longer have a voice or breath, but we will be here to encourage one another every day through this whole time. So let me know what you want to talk about, and we will make it happen. So, but otherwise, I want you to, hopefully the sun is shining a little bit where you are. It's a little chilly and breezy here on the Eastern Shore today, but I did get outside a couple of times to the end of the driveway with the dog. But try and maybe get outside for just a quick breath of fresh air, and do your best to know that we are all part of this, and we are all sacrificing, and we are all see the end product, which is a better, happier, healthier world for our children, grandchildren, and ourselves and our parents to live in. So I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all tomorrow afternoon for another episode of Conversations of Support. So remember, if you do have to go out, stay healthy, stay wash your hands, stay safe in whatever you're doing, but remember to smile, okay? Smiles will turn our frowns upside down. So, okay? I care about you, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.